Alrighty, let's take a look at what's happening here. Main. All right, cool. Let's see, are we live? I think we are. Yeah, that's good. Let's see what we got here. Cool. Good, good, good. SR on YouTube. Hi. Yeah, so the course that I'm recording, yeah, is gonna have Fastify. Yes, the Fastify API. Yes, definitely. So we're haven't been streaming in a while, so let's see actually where we continue. Give me 2 seconds. All right. So let's take a look at what we're gonna be doing today. So I have some roadmap here. We have a bunch of containers. So this already works now. What did I do last time? We have some local aliases. So we have API localhost, right? Yeah. And I think we had some. UI here. Yeah, exactly, right? Vita URL volumes. Ah, I see. So we had that UI localhost. Do we have that working? Yeah, we do. Okay, cool. Great, great. Good, good, good. Okay, cool. All right, so. And then one of the things I haven't done here yet was, because that's going to be part of the course. No. Yeah, so set up some JVT with this UI and the API, right? Yep. And let's actually see where we got there. Ah, shit. Let's actually get here. Ah, shit, we actually don't have that installed anymore. What was it? Yeah. Mauser, what's up, friend? Yeah, the stream. I haven't streamed in a while, but I've kind of done some changes for the streaming setup. Yeah, but this is now just yeah. I've been abroad for some time, a couple of weeks, so just need to. I think this is the stuff I even bought. Yeah, it is. It is. All right, database. Okay, good, good, good. So that's our favorite database client that there is, right? Let's make sure that it's actually pinned here, and let's make sure ah, crap, okay. Yeah, so that kind of sucks ass a little bit. Okay, so let's take a look at the env here. Yeah, exactly, right. So we have this, and I think my Docker compose override is, I think I am actually exposing, that port, right, for development, yeah, so our Postgres is in fact exposed, so that's good. So let's just get these envs over here. So what do we have? This is the API app user. So we have the username is the app user. My secret password is the password. And it's not MySQL, it's actually Postgres, right? So let's actually do that again. Have username appdb and then my secret password, right? Yeah, let's try that. Okay, perfect, great, good. Yeah, and let's make sure that actually, because I do have the license, I bought this before. Let's just make sure I log in. Or maybe I did it with GitHub. Actually it's fine, it's over there. Good. So it's fine, let's see. Yeah, there we go, okay, good. All right, so that's what I kind of lacked before we start. Okay, good. So we are exposing that DB. Let's actually connect to Redis as well. I believe we should be exposing Redis from this thing as well. Let's take a look. Where's my Redis? I don't have anything in Docker Compose. Override. Let's take a look at here. Yeah, so we have it here. And if we actually go to our per trainer, let's actually look for Redis over here. So yeah, we're not actually exposing that port, are we? No, okay. So I guess I'm probably pulling this. And it's exposing that 6379. Okay, cool. So let's actually, yeah, let's do one more connection here. So let's actually, can I rename this? Yeah, let's name this Postgres SQL, right? Yes. And let's create let's connect to our Redis as well. So yeah, that is the port indeed. Do I have any envs over here? So I just, yeah, so I have these, but not in my API, which we will want to actually explain in the course, right? So let's take a look at this and dev Postgres next migrations. That's also a typo. Yeah. Yeah, right. We just fix that. And also fix this. Cool. JVT secret. Great. Did I actually start implementing that? Yeah. So we did start implementing this at one point. Cool. Craft. Hi there, friend. You good? Good to see you. And good to also be back here with you guys again. What did I want to do? Yeah, let's go to a database client. So yeah, so let's, yeah, so we don't actually have anything exposed for local development, right? So here in our orchestrator, in our Docker Compose, we'll need to probably, we'll need to expose our Redis database, right? Just for development. So if we go somewhere where the Postgres is, yeah, we're going to do the same basically here. We're going to say Redis database, and we're going to do this. That should suffice, right? And then we have the environment here. Very good, very good. Just helped my wife to our kid went to a friend here, to a neighbor. So I just helped my wife to clean the apartment a little bit. And I changed my streaming setup a lot. I have a teleprompter now and stuff. I bought it for this course. So you can expect me to be back at streaming a lot more again as before. And yeah, standard stuff, work, running my team at work, going to the gym, running a lot, kids, family, that's what it is. Standard stuff, standard stuff. So yeah, I actually did. Yeah, so we do have the Redis password here, right? Yeah, this is secret password. Redis database is the host, true. So yeah, so we need to move that over here as well, so we can kind of finalize. Yeah. Saturday is not a bad thing to do that, is it? It's a Redis password, Redis database host, great. And actually, if we take a look at, I guess I'm running all of the Docker containers now. If we actually go to portray, yeah, we have 18 running. We'll need to fix this webhook. If we go to Fastify Redis, I think it's using prom Redis underneath or whatever it was called. We'll see in a moment. But if we actually go over here, I think this is pretty much what we need, right? Yeah, so we'll actually go ahead and install that fella. So let's make sure we're using the right node version. Let's pmi Fastify Redis. And then we kind of have all to finalize this part before I start recording the course. Then we'll connect actually, but we can actually already try doing that, right? So if we do this password, this is a Redis password. The host is this Redis database. Username is omitted, I suppose. Error to connection. Yeah, I suppose we need to. Let me go to my infrastructure for startups orchestrator, and let's rerun this, because we have updated our compose file, right? Yeah, you can see now actually even cursor is showing this. So in theory now we should be able to connect, and that's great. We actually are. Let's actually let's pin this as well. So here we have our Redis now, and Air Medic Ranger. Hi there, man. Thank you for coming. So yeah, so okay, great. So now we're good. So that's all perfect. That's great. One thing we need to do in our API here, I think, didn't I have some setup environment? Yeah, I did. Right, so here we need to ensure that we add these new envs, right? So I'm just gonna grab this from here, put a comment, right? And we'll just do something like this. Yeah, exactly, right? And then, yeah, I mean, we can have some defaults if we want to. So we can try default Redis database. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, no, not the password, right? But this we can do, I suppose. Yeah, absolutely. Please ask anything. If I can help, I'm very happy to. That's why I'm here. Let me just... Marulo, hi friend. Good to see you again, man. Thank you for coming. Good to see you all, guys. All right, so this is great. Yeah, absolutely. Just ask. If I have the answer, I'll answer. If I don't, I'll say sorry, I don't know. And that's as always. So you will not lose anything if you ask, for sure. Did we actually install this thing? Yeah, I suppose we did. Okay, so let's configure it very quickly. All right, so how did I structure this? So we have the clients, we have Postgres. So let's create another client here. Let's call it a Redis.ts, right? This is going to be our client, and I suppose that's where we can register the plugin. And yeah, but that's going to be a little bit different. So here we have the actual Connects client. So this is going to be a little bit different. So let's actually delete that from here. Who is better, JS or TS? It's the same language. TypeScript is not a TypeScript is a superset language. It's not a standalone language. So it's the same language, just one has types. Okay, so I guess we'll just register our Redis extension here, right? Our Fastify plugin here. So we're gonna do pretty much this, right? So we're gonna say we're gonna import it like this. We're gonna import Redis from Fastify Redis exactly, and then create by specifying the host, other Redis options, or more options, right? So we'll do this thing. We'll do this, right? So if we actually get somewhere down here. So we have the metrics, we have the cross-origins resource sharing stuff, we have the our Swagger spec running only in development and stuff. Then we have our Fastify cookie. So yeah, so we can, yeah, I don't like the URL, so I don't like what this what AI is suggesting. So, but let's, yeah, that I can go with. Let's actually take a look at our Docker container here. So let's take a look at not the registry, not the images, not the help. Actually, I don't need this help here. So let's take a look at the logs. We have 3 instances of node running. Is this actually running right now? It is. It should be. Okay. So what do we have? We have register Redis. We have the Redis host, password, and port. I don't actually think that I have the. Yeah, we actually do have we have the host, port, and password, right? All right, that's super. All right, cool. Cool. So that should kind of suffice, right? So this should now we should have the Redis client accessible on our instance, on the app instance, or the. So yeah, now we can see that we have it on the app itself. Yeah. All right, let me just read a question here. Two sites will offer courses, but at the same time, database of location of certified and uncertified locations, as well location of contractors. At first, they will be local, but then go nationwide and globally. I mean, the thing is, I don't actually understand. You need to extend the scope of your project, so I understand what you're trying to build. But whenever I hear a thing such as global and stuff, that's a huge red flag. Just build something that works and see if that product has any market fit at the first place. I think you're raising some questions which are very unrealistic for considering the fact that you haven't even started building it, right? So I don't know. It's a very vague requirements you're writing. Yeah, start the simple as possible, and then exactly good. Okay, good. Then we agree. Start as simple as possible, right? And then the moving it somewhere else where it has to be is not going to be a problem. So once you have some traction, once you see that things are working, there's a million ways that we can do anything really, right? You don't need 2 websites, right? You don't need 2 websites to solve nearly the same problem, right? So you need to. It's very difficult to discuss it like this. I suggest that you open something like Draw.io or whatever, and then you create a mind map of your product, right? So because nobody will be able to help you like this, right? So create a mind map like this. Say, I want to build a platform for XYZ. And then start here, right? How I'm gonna do it, and then human beings are no different than AI or vice versa. If you can't formulate questions which are clear enough, the answer that you're going to get is not gonna be clear either, right? So I cannot help you much because right now I don't know. I know that you want to build something, right? So if you want other people to give you a hand, and people will help you, people are generally kind enough, then at least put in the effort to create a diagram like this or something where I can open and see what it is that you want to do, right? Otherwise, it's impossible. It's like going to a mechanic and saying, can you fix something, right? You need to have some document. You don't need a storyboard. Just create a mind map like this. It's a very simple thing. What it is that you want to do, how you're going to do it, how are you thinking to mind map is the best thing, right? There's business plans are usually useless. So you create a mind map like this where one can see how you're thinking, right? So for example, let me show you my mind map for programmer network. So in my free time as a hobby, I'm building this programmer network platform, which is this, right? Which is the stuff that is online already, right? So my way of advertising that platform in a way is streaming on Twitch, for example, right? Or creating Udemy courses, right? Posting on LinkedIn. So this is, let's say, one way to figure out how am I going to get people to this platform, right? And this is, of course, just a tiny fractional segment of this, but you create the whole idea by just creating some simple circles and stuff, figuring out, you know, building a product is easy part. Getting users and all of the other things is a very difficult part, right? So building anything is the easiest. There's really nothing we can't build or nothing that we haven't built already, just with different name, different color schemes and stuff, right? But how do you get the user? How do you market it? How do you monetize it? Eventually, you don't have to monetize it up front. Of course, you have to build something that provides value, right? But eventually, you know, if you want to survive, you need to monetize it. So you know, and right now I'm reading a book. It's called, actually, give me 1 second. Actually, this one is in Serbian, but this book, it's a sales book. So I got, because I work as a technical leader, I also need to know sales and marketing and stuff. This book is called Sell or Get Sold. Let me show you. Sell or Be Sold. So, and this book is, the reason why this book is good, in one of the chapters in this book, the author says, try to sell the product you're trying to sell to others, try to sell it to yourself, right? So for example, in my case, this hobby project I'm doing, programming network, I should actually be able to sell it to myself before I try to sell it to others. The one reason I'm asking is because I had a person say each location would have to be added one at a time compared to copy and paste. I mean, that part is slightly unclear to me because I don't know exactly what you're trying to do, but how are you going to insert the data is not something you should be concerned, right? Data can be inserted in, there's hundreds of different databases, there's tens of different types of databases. You can store things in an Excel sheet if you want, right? So I don't think that should be, whatever you can make that you said one thing at the beginning, you said that you're not very technical, right? If you're not very technical, then aim for a solution that's as less technical as it possibly can be. And then once you validate that that thing works, then you can then add technology to support the use case better, to make it more when I say scalable, I don't mean performance, I mean to make the developer experience or your experience easier to work with, right? But considering, again, like every other product, you have no data right now. So once you see that, oh wow, actually I'm starting to get traction, there's things happening, then I guess if I'm to rephrase, I guess I'm saying, don't worry too much about technology, right? If you want to build product that sells, just focus on that. Just assemble it. It can be the shittiest product ever made. If it solves a problem, you will be able to find people, right? And then once you see that is in fact the case, then you're on a good start. All right, cool. But again, once you make that diagram, please share it with me, and then I'm happy to give you more insights. Right now, it's a little bit difficult. All right, so let's take a look at our UI a little bit. This boilerplate I'm making. So what is this boilerplate doing right now? Yeah, okay, so we are, and I think we're, let's actually open that repository as well. Where is that? Front end, right? Yeah, shit. Actually, no, that doesn't exist anymore. Give me a second. So let's go back here. Let's open shit. Let's open this thing up as well. I've created an awesome boilerplate for React projects, which is also going to be part of this course. So I've wrote a huge README as well. And I'm also using a mock service worker as well. And I believe here are the mocks. Yeah, so we have the mocks. And then if we actually go to, not the orchestrator, if we go to our API, yeah, I believe this is our Swagger spec, right? Hopefully it should still be working. Actually, I think it's API.localhost because it's aliased here. Yeah, exactly. So here's our API. And yeah, so last time I streamed, we did start kind of doing this because I need to have like a good stable foundation for the course. And then if we take a look at Grafana, our dashboards should still be fine. Yes, here's the container advisor. We have so we have 19 containers right now. We have another code advisor dashboard, Fastify logs. Actually, that's pretty awesome. So these are all still working. Let's actually take a look at this. So what do we have? Service name Fastify. We're line formatting on a message, exactly. And then if we just do something like this. Okay, that's also awesome. Let's discard that. Node exporter, this is just resource management on my host. We have nodejs metrics here. We have 3 instances running now. We'll actually take a look at that soon. We have Postgres still working good. We have the Redis, which is actually not monitoring Redis right now. We'll need to fix that. And we have the traffic and traffic logs, which is our reverse proxy, right? So if we take a look at our traffic dashboard here, we have 9 routers, we have 10 services, and these are all, and then, we have the load balancer here on the API. Okay, cool. Give me 2 seconds. Let me just play this again. Okay, cool. All right, good. Look, reminding myself what I've done. It's a lot of shit. Okay, so, yeah, and then also what I've done, I believe, last time, we have generated our client sides, our Swagger. We have generated a client-side HTTP library using our Swagger, using this Swagger generator, right? So if actually, no. If we go to package.json here, I think I have, so using this Docker image, so open API generator CLI. So yeah, that was pretty awesome as well. Yeah, exactly. So this is what we're using to generate our client-side HTTP library, just using our Swagger spec. So that saves us a lot of time. We don't need to write manual services in the front end and stuff like that. Okay, so this is very good. And I think since then, we wrote these 2 new endpoints, right? Where's our Swagger? Swagger, where are you? Oh, here it is. So we have the sign up, which is just creating a user, and we have this crap here. And let's take a look at that. I don't remember how far we got with that. Do I have some auth? Yeah, so we have the router here. We have the sign up, which is creating the user, and this should pretty much just insert the user. No, not rocket science, right? If we go here, we get the password, we hash the password, we created this utility. We're using the crypto, we create a hash. We take we hash basically the plain text password, we digest it, and then we have compare passwords basically, and this is going to be for logging in, right? So, and then we're going to add, I don't know if this course is going to include, but pretty much what I done for Programmer Network, right? Like if we log out, right, you can see we have GitHub, Twitch, and LinkedIn, so I might actually include that in the course as well. I'm not actually sure. We'll see. Okay, so let's validate this. So we have, and then, so basically what we do here, we generate a JSON Web Token. We sign it with an email. So we only use the email, right? It will be amazing. I can't wait, Craft. Yeah, I can't wait. Seriously. So yeah, so pretty much, so this is the encoded JVT. In our case, the only payload that we're going to be encoding is the email. As I said many times before, we can't encode any secure data because that would jeopardize. You cannot, for example, encode a password because anyone could just if they had access to that token, could just go and parse, decode the token itself. Okay, so this is correct. And then infrastructure, EFS, infrastructure for startups, that's going to be the name of the course. Cookie, so we're going to set the HTTP only cookie, basically HTTP only cookie, meaning Java, you can't access it using JavaScript. Secure, same site, so basically first party cookie, not third party cookie, right? So that all looks fine. And if we actually attempt to do that now, so if we create a user and log in, we can actually use Postman for that. Did I install Postman here on this computer? I don't think so. Let's do that very quickly. Extensions, install Postman. We could use curl as well, but this is going to give us a little bit of history and stuff. So yeah. So where's my Postman? Let's Postman. It's there. Did I pin it? Oh yeah, I did pin it. It's over here. Okay. So let's sign in. Open. Sign in with Google, I suppose. Programmer network. Email. Cool. Okay. Great. Do not ask me again. It's fine. I trust you, Postman. Don't you worry. Fastify Swagger. Yeah. So it happens to be that I already. So one great thing with one awesome thing with Swagger, right, and Postman, is that you can import your Swagger OpenSpec API directly into Postman. And actually, somewhere, let me actually find where I'm doing that in this brand new project. But you can see here when my service, when my HTTP server starts, we wait for the, if it's production, we don't want to do this. So in development, what we do, basically, we generate an OpenSpec API JSON from our Swagger. And then what I can do, I can open this thing and I can feed it into the Postman UI, right? And then basically generates all of these endpoints for you automatically. So let's actually do that again. So actually, I'm going to go and I'm going to click View Documentation, and it's going to open it here, but that's not what I want. So I'm going to go actually Postman login. How long the course is going to take you guys is directly proportional to how much knowledge you already know and how much you care. This course is hopefully not going to be 50 hours because nobody watches that ever or finishes a course of such length. But I think, yeah, it depends, right? So I read a statistic somewhere that 70%, let me show you this. Udemy, 70% of people don't even start the course they purchase. Let me try to find that metric because it's even. So you can see Udemy's reported completion rate is only 30% and an average 70% of students don't even start the course. Look at this. So basically 70% of people on Udemy, they don't even start the course that they get enrolled in, right? So I mean, so 7 out of 10 people that buy the course, they don't even ever click start, let alone finish it, right? So it's because an average attention span of a young individual today doesn't exist. Everybody just needs content that lasts 3 seconds, right? So, like creating value for an average human today is in how can I summarize this stuff so this idiot can focus for 5 minutes, right? So how quickly you can finish something is really only related to you as an individual and how much patience and how much patience you have, how evolved you are as a person, how developed you are. It has very little to do with the difficulty or anything like that, right? That's why, the biggest irony of technology, of AI as it advances, is that as technology advances, an average human just like becomes even more lazy. So no matter what, you're thinking, oh, AI is going to change our whole lives. Not really, because as we create more smart things, an average human just becomes more lazy, right? So it's irony, but it's irony of humankind. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, but don't worry much. Like I would say don't think about these things such as how quickly can I finish it. I would mind these that like that. I would say that's not a perception that one should have when it comes to learning things, right? It should be a perception should rather be I can't wait to learn new things, right? And when I finish, I'll finish. Because let's face it, all of us waste so much time every day on useless things anyways. It's not that we are all perfectly established in time management, right? So I would say, you know, when I release the course, just enjoy it, right? And okay, so anyway, you can see now we have imported the spec, and here we have the create user already. The body should be pre-filled for us. We have the login. So let's give it a shot, right? So let's say here something like a@b.com, and let's say password is, and we didn't do any custom logic for password strength, like length and stuff. Again, this course, I don't want it to be like 500 hours. Okay, so let's see what is the base URL here. Can I... yeah, there has to be a way somewhere in Postman here within the VS Code to change this. Yeah, I think actually it's environment here, right? But it's okay. It doesn't really matter. Let's just say here, I believe it should be api.localhost and maybe v1. I'm not sure. Okay, good. This is great. Okay, so it is almost good, but let's actually see. You know, I'll be around as well, Craft, to help out. So it's not gonna take long. It's not gonna take long. If you put in the time, I promise it's gonna be great. Let's go to the router or the control. So let's actually go and see what's happening here. So what are we doing? Here it is. Okay, user create. We get the body, the password, blah blah blah. Yo, hey buddy, good to see you, man. Thank you for coming. And by the way, it's saying that users table doesn't exist, which is true. The table name, if I've even created it, we haven't actually ran any migrations. That's the problem, right? So we need to run. I think I have some migration script. Yeah, I have the shit. Where was my migration related stuff? Knip is for unused dependencies. Where was my connects related migration stuff? Connects. Let's actually take a look at that. So let's go back here, and I thought that give me 2 seconds. So actually, if we go back to the orchestrator, I believe that here I started writing all the documentation as well for the course. And I'm using this Docusaurus thing. Let's actually see if I have to install something, but I don't think so. So let me actually see if I have written any migration related stuff there. Because this is not actually supposed to be yet revealed to anyone, but it doesn't really matter. Crash course, Terraform, concepts, terminology, Docker Compose, the outcome. No, okay, no, never mind. So I didn't put it here. Okay, it's okay. So that's okay. All right, let's go back. What is this crap? No. So let's go back here again. Autocannon, this is for DDoSing ourselves, just to test some performance of our API. We're gonna actually do that as well, probably in the stream. But yeah, we have the connects file here. I see. So this do we have these meta tables? Let's actually take a look at that. That's weird. AppDB, Postgres public tables, no. So that's a little bit weird. I would expect these migrations to run. So we have the users, and we have extend user with password, right? So both of these migrations should technically run when my API runs. So here's the connects client, connects migration directory. And then what do we have? If we go to server, so we app listen, generate the stuff, create Fastify instance, set up routes, set up environment, set up plugins. And this is my little kind of service, if you want to call it like that, right? Very, very simple. Yeah, so that is pretty fine. That all is correct. Let me just try to figure out why my migrations didn't run. Let's actually take a look at our Docker containers. Let's take a look at the logs. Let's actually go to migrations over here. I don't remember, to be very frank with you. Do I have to run them? No, actually, I don't need any of that. Migration CLI, maybe. Yeah, maybe this, yeah. Connects init, custom migration, generated migration, connects file under languages. And then here's our connects client, right? Postgres client, yeah. Import DB from here, yeah. DB insert user, yeah, so that's correct. That is correct. All right. I'm sorry, my wife just brought me a cake. Give me 1 second. So why did this not complete? I don't actually know. All right, let's take a look at this. Let's go to clients, Postgres. Here's the config. Yeah, connects migrations, this directory, yeah. Connects migration table, connects migrations, and then /migrations is the folder. That's what I said. Yeah, and this is relative to the connects file itself, so that's important to remember. No, relative to the connects file location. I think so, yeah. Connects migration directory, connects migrations. Yeah, that's shit. That's inaccurate. Oh, this is the table name, so that's actually... No, so this is fine. Okay, good. And then... Yeah, correct. Postgres host, local host. Yeah, this could be wrong. This could easily be wrong in the context of this API, because if we Because the host here should be whatever is in our Docker compose, right? So this should be the host technically, right? I guess. Yeah, I think so. Because also if we take a look at our client here, if we added this connection, we can see that the database is appdb. Host is, yeah, actually, but it is exposed on 127.0.0.1. What if I actually do this? Is it going to work? No, it's not, right? Okay. So that's going to time out now. Okay, sure. Let's just update that. 127. But it's weird then that this works. So weird. Redis database, because this is also exposed to our local computer, right? All right, that's weird. Let's actually take a look at that as well. Ah, no, never mind. So the host is that. Okay. Shit. Let me just rerun all of these. Just run my shell script here. Yeah, so our health endpoint is returning okay, so that's correct. Blah, 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 blah. Let's go to Docker. Let's actually remove these 3 containers. Let's remove the locally built image as well. So if we find UI log rotate Docker, no. So this one is going to be local. Images, where is it? Where are you? Where are you? So it's this simple server, I believe. So we're going to remove that as well. And if I go to my orchestrator and my shell script over here, let's see what I did. Yeah, all good. All good. Run the scripts. Yeah, Docker compose override. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. Oh. Okay, good. I know what the issue is, yeah. I know what the issue is. If we go to I guess there should be number, right? I think that's what it's complaining about. Let's try that again. The string is not assignable to number. All right. Let me just isolate that. I'm not actually sure if this is the issue. Give me a second. If we do this. Yeah, that is the issue. Okay. So what the hell is the type then? Oh, crap. I know what the problem is. Shit, man. The string is not assignable to number. But let's actually not have a default here. Let's also, yeah, let's remove that one as well. All right, let's try it again. But it might not be this env, it might be something else. Let's see. The string is not assignable to number. Yeah, super weird, but let's give it a shot. But maybe it's failing somewhere else. I think actually it could be also, give me a second. we might need to parse int, right? So if we go to setup plugins, down here, this is this, right? A string, and this port is a number. You can see it's undefined or a number. So the problem is here. I don't know why we're not getting any. So, but if we do parse int, right, and we have do something like this. Let's try that. Yeah, I think that, yeah, that was it. That was it for sure. Okay, cool. Let's open our trainer here. And let's see. So these three services are starting. Our API is essentially starting, right? If we go to the logs over here, we should probably also fix these so these warnings are not thrown. But yeah, this stuff is running now. Almost, not yet. Still, I don't think that our tables are created, and that is a little bit problematic. So it seems maybe I have to, let's actually open this composer and let's say, let's give it a context. So let's give it connects file, and let's give it a, let's give it a package.json maybe, and let's give it a, just use a bit of AI here. Why is it doing this, man? Come on, dude. Kidding me? Connects and Postgres, yeah. When it comes to connects migrations, do I need to run them manually, or they are ran as soon as an instance of connects is created? Ah, so we need to run them. Ah, shit. But how come that we didn't? Yeah, exactly, right. Here it is. Yeah, that's so weird, man. How come I didn't? Because I was doing this on a different computer last time I streamed, maybe. Yeah, let's smack this inside of package.json, right? So we just need to migrate. Yeah, so weird, man. Yeah, I completely forgot about this. Yeah, okay, that's good. Let's just, well, accept all. I guess I did accept it already, right? Okay. It doesn't. That's just what it is. That's how it is. Okay, let's try to run this. Let's say pm migrate. Assuming that let's use the correct version. pm migrate. All right, that failed. The path argument must be of type string. Yeah, connects migrate. All right, pm migrate make maybe because it's TypeScript. Missing the argument name. Shit, I don't remember this. Let's figure it out. I have the connects path, connects file, which I did provide. Connects migrate latest. So it's almost like we're missing an argument that we're not passing to connects migrate. Ah, here is the migrations. Yeah, fuck, I did write the document last time. Crap. Completely forgot about that. Yeah, okay. Connects migrate, connects file, TS, verbose. So this is kind of what it seems that I was doing before. So is there any difference? The only difference seems to be the verbose flag that I'm adding right now. So I don't think that's going to do any difference. So pm migrate. Path's one argument must be type string received undefined. But which one is this argument, man? Which argument are we missing? connects migrate latest connects file, or could it be just that some of the envs are messed up? What if I go ahead and say source env dev and then we run it? It could be that, right? There we go. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's a little bit weird. But let's just do that. Okay, so we say source and in this case it's going to be env dev, and then we'll need to update that. But let's say migrate. Yeah, let's leave that for now. If I run this again, it shouldn't do anything because well, we already okay. So good, great, super. So if we go back here, we should have created these tables now, and as we can see, we have connects migration. So this is a meta table that tells us which migrations have ran already. Then we have the users, and that's great. Okay, cool. So if we close all of that up now, we go back to Postman and create user again. Now the table does in fact exist. So let's try doing this again, and let's update this URL. So this should be API localhost. And yeah, there we go. We've created a user. If we in fact take a look at our database now, we should see a single user. Here it is, right? ID, email, and the password, as we can see here, is actually hashed. So we took, what was it, password 123, and it ended up being hashed like this, right? Okay, cool. So now when we try logging in, it should in fact still work, but let's take a look at that because we have to check if our password compare works. So if we actually go to if we go to our Postman again and we go here and here and here, it's going to be the same. We're going to say, what was it, a@b.com, and here it's going to be what, password 123, right? Okay, cool. And we need to update the base URL again. Yeah, that's good. Give me a second. Let me play some music first. Let me go and add folder, music, select folder. What is this? Okay, cool. Nintendo. All right, cool. So, all right, so let's go back to our editor. Let's take a look at the headers that were set here. So no cookies received from the server headers. So as you can see, we did call the set cookie. The cookie was set in the browser, which is actually correct. That's very good. So that kind of works. What else do we have? That's good. And basically we just responded with 200, no body and stuff, right? So that's correct, yeah. All right, cool. So I don't know how far I want to go because this is just the content for the course. So I'm actually not quite sure what else do I want to do in that context. Let me actually go and take a look at that. Auth controller. Give me 2 seconds. I need to just check something on my phone. All right, cool. Thanks. Alrighty, so that this is fine, right? Obviously, we have our Fastify validation in front of it. So it really now is unclear from my side how much I want to teach as part of each section, because this course is going to be very long and it's going to cover everything from start to end. That's why it's called Infrastructure for Startups. So here in the create user, right, we can add some extra validation just for the sake of, as it's called, what is it called? Defense in depth, right? If you don't know, defense in depth is a concept basically where you might have two layers of, you might have two subsystems in a system, and you might only, let's say, in this context, add validation. So defense in depth is a very actually, let let's actually just discuss that for a moment. So defense in depth is a concept where one suggests that no matter of security, you should do security on every layer of your stack. So for example, let's imagine that you have your API here, and let's say you have a router or a controller. And then you have, let's actually say you have a router here and you have a controller. So in our context here, our Fastify is already validating stuff. We have AJV schema, right? Another JSON validator. So this JSON schema ensures that nothing hits this controller because this hook runs before we execute the code in this side of this controller function, right? So you could say, well, I don't actually have to validate anything inside of here because it's validated in here, right? The biggest problem, and this is where this concept of the defense in depth comes in, right? Is the fact that people who follow this pattern, right? It's like, no, you should actually validate in both ends, because if something goes wrong here, you still have validation in here. So in our context, if we take a look, this is just one of the examples, but the example can be, a layer 2 networking layer. It can be your reverse proxy. It can be your gateway. There's so many layers in a full stack thing, and you have to decide where you want to add specific type of security, right? And defense in depth says add it to every single layer, because if one layer fails, you have another and then another, right? So in our context here, we do have the schema, which is our layer of validation. So for example, for the user to be created, it has to confine to this schema, and we can see that our body is an email of type string, and password has a minimum length of 8 characters, right? So for example, if I go to create user and I just type 3 characters, this should fail, right? And as you can see, it failed with a status code 400. Error is bad code, and then messages body password must not have fewer than 8 characters, right? But now, if I by accident, if some developer by accident has commented out this schema, and we run this create user again, well, in this context, it's complaining now about something else, about duplicate key. We need to just create a new email. You'll actually see that this is going to succeed. So now we have, in fact, created a user with only 3 password, only 3 characters. If we actually go to a database here, we'll notice that it's this user, right? So you can see now, because we only have one layer of validation, single source of validation, if you may, that's kind of fragile a little bit, right? So meaning that if we also had the validation inside of the controller function as well, meaning here, so somewhere actually, where is our create user? So over here, right? Before we call this, we could have, ensured that, I don't know, password is at least 8 characters long, right? So if we have done this, then this layer of security failing there, this layer of validation failed. But of course, this is not to say that this is the right or wrong way to do it, because this is very annoying, right? If you can't trust any parts of your system, then that's also raises a different alarms, right? So, but yeah, it's good to know that sometimes, depending on the system, we should do certain security measures on every layer, right? Because if one fails, you have another one to take over. What's the extension you're using? The extension is called, give me 1 second. It's one of my favorite extensions. It's actually a must-have extension for me for VS Code or Cursor in this case, same crap. It's called Database Client. It's free, but I bought the premium version. It's like $20 a year or 30, I don't know. It's also, for me, that's also free. And as you can see, you can use it to connect to nearly every major mainstream database: MongoDB, Redis, Elasticsearch, Postgres, MySQL, RabbitMQ, Loki. Actually, we are in this score, right? So it's my pleasure, man. All right, let me just close a bunch of this crap. Okay, so this is very good now. So this is our client. Let's close that. Okay. So this is sufficient for this. I'm not going to extend the scope of this because, again, the course is going to grow way too much. What do we have here? We have the login. Yeah, that's cool. So I think this is sufficient for me for now. because I don't want, this is not going to be a React or a Fastify or Node.js or API course. The scope is very big, so I can't integrate every possibility, every single thing everywhere. Otherwise, then I have to, it's going to be 400 hours of course content. This is cool. Okay, this is our next client. Great. These are our schemas. We're using this type box inference thing. So we create a JSON schema off of the types, and then we infer the type, static types like this. Now this user body has the type same type as the JSON schema. So we're gonna close that. So this is very good. So now actually we can do some UI as well. So we can do some UI and we can generate some UI. In fact, we're using Tailwind, of course. So I just need something to finalize this part before I start recording this part as well. So we have some React stuff here. Let me just close some of this shit. So, and also we are using a mock service worker just for development. So we're using this fella. And actually that today is not correct. I'm sorry, I haven't streamed in a long time, so I need to update these commands. But today, basically, I'm recording a Udemy course called Infrastructure for Startups. So I'm just decided to stream a bit part of it as well. So we're doing a bunch of different things today. Bunch of different things. Okay, so yeah, so let's do some UI stuff, right? So let's now make sure we can log in, and maybe that's it. And maybe create, I don't know, create something for the course content. I don't know what I want to convey. The reason why I need an API and the front end, the course, so we can then do a full circle to observability, deployment, continuous integration and deployment, telemetry, aka observability. So in order to do the full circle of life cycle development circle, we need the front end and we need some API, right? So this is all right. So is this our front end? Like, no, this is it. Okay, cool. So let's go and see what I've done so far. So we have a simple, so we're using code splitting here. We're using error boundary, good. We have suspense, great. Spinner, not very great. Okay, we have the router. We have a login. We have a home. Okay, actually, I don't remember what I've done there, honestly. So let's see. Does the file exist? Okay, so I suppose I didn't... maybe I need to do pm-pmi or something. Yeah, exactly. I need to install some icon library wasn't installed, it seems. Okay, internal server error. Okay, good. At least we're getting some error. Okay. And let's see why we're getting that. Component stack. Okay, let's see what we have here. Auth view. How can you make your terminal make it look like yours? Very, very long ago, I've created a video on YouTube. Actually, wait, I don't remember, honestly. This is like 2 years ago, as you can see. Yeah, so and then I've recorded a YouTube video. You can find it there. But I think I've also shared, yeah, here's the video. Here's the video, as you can see. Yeah. And then here, I think I've shared my config. I don't know if it's the same config as now, but it's very similar. It's just a Quake mode, right? But you have everything here. On Mac, on Mac, I'm using Mac as well. I mean, this is just my streaming computer. I use Mac for work. On Mac, you can do it on Mac as well. Fuck, I might have that configuration as well. Give me a second. Give me a second. Yeah, I think I have this crap, maybe. I don't remember what I've done here. It's this one is 4 years old. So I have no idea what I've done. But I think here you can get a lot of awesome stuff. Yeah, I think this is it. So, but generally, yeah, you would use iterm, ZSH. I've shared my profile here. Of course, back then what I used, you can import that and then work from there. Yeah, I've been using this power level 10K. I think I might be using it now as well. No, I'm not using the power level 10K anymore, but I'm still using ZSH, as you can see. It's just what you can do. You can just search for ZSH config. So you can run a ZSH config inside of your terminal, and then it's going to guide you it's going to guide you through it, right? Ah, super. But yeah, you can get the same experience on iTerm as this was my way to replicate iTerm 2 experience on Windows, right? Because I'm streaming from a Linux. I have my laptop, my personal laptop is running Ubuntu. My work laptop is MacBook Pro, and streaming from a Linux machine is a terrible experience because my microphone, my lights, my Stream Deck and shit, nothing works properly. Even my webcam has issues. So that's why I'm streaming from Windows, because it's just countless times, unfortunately, countless times more productive. All right, cool. So what do we have here? We have auth view, something I suppose. Of course, man, my pleasure. Thank you for asking. So what do I have here? Just generated something very quickly, I believe, maybe last time I streamed, whenever that was. So we have the route /login, but something is farting out. Failed fundamentally. Okay, it's failing to import the code splitted module. So it's having an issue importing this bad boy here. Let's take a look at that. So we have views, we have auth. Yes, so we have views, yeah. We have auth view, right? Yeah, that's correct. It should be able to, but it's exported as a default. It could be that. No, that's correct, actually. That's fine. Interesting. I think, Jack, mainly because people are very childish and they're competing on things which make no sense, right? I use all 3 operating systems for 20 plus years, right? And for maintaining my Kubernetes servers to maintaining all of my infrastructures, I use my Linux machines. It's simply factual. Like, this is coming from someone who's been using Linux since I've been actually, when I was living back in the Balkans, but at age of 14, I was already part of the Linux main community in the Balkans, right? So I'm not saying this as an asshole or somebody. It's just I've had almost 2.5 decades of chance to use all of these operating systems to create an objective a picture of it. So Linux is great for some things, for sysadmin stuff, networking, programming, and many other things. But when it comes to stability, it's not, right. And this is just factual, right. I mean, you can do an accidental, apt upgrade and not boot up again, right. Or but that's not even the problem. The main problem with Linux still is low adoption amongst companies. So if you want, again, this Shure MV7, this microphone is probably the most popular microphone on the planet right now, and official software still doesn't exist. My webcam, which is Razer Kaya Pro Ultra, which is arguably the best webcam currently on the market as well, also barely works on Linux. So this is not a matter of opinion, a matter of liking, or I wish that Linux just has it all. I would never use anything else, to be honest. But it doesn't, and that's simply how it is. And people who say otherwise, they're just lying or bullshitting, or they're just idiots who can't, understand that nobody is complaining or saying Linux or Windows or Mac are bad. It's just some things work and some don't. And here, this streaming machine of mine, I'm running best of both worlds. My terminal is running Windows Linux subsystem, so still all of my code and my services and my Docker are still running inside of Linux, but I'm using a Windows here at least, so my hardware works, right? And that's, of course, you pay a huge penalty of memory, right? Because now I'm basically running 2 operating systems right now, but. Yeah, I mean, it's as I always say, for those of you who, when I used to stream regularly, right? Just if something works, use it. If it doesn't, right? It's operating system. Who cares, right? I mean, it's just an operating system, right? It's not like. It's a little bit ridiculous and childish even to discuss these things, right? Just very silly. If it works, use it. If it doesn't, fuck it, right? Who cares? All right, let's actually see what the hell is happening here. This makes absolutely no sense. Why is this thing farting out? I mean, it's failing to fetch the content, right? It makes absolutely no sense. Let's try one thing. Let's go to our Docker. I think I'm shit. Oh, wait a minute. Huh? Give me a second. Yeah, because we are running this in a Docker container, are we not? Yeah, here in orchestrator UI. No, where is it? Where's my, no, not the image. Where's my container? Traffic, Portrainer, Orchestrator, Grafana. I think it's this one, right? View logs. Yeah, it is this one. Yeah. So it is actually compiling, so that's fine. But why is it failing to import the module? It makes no sense. Let's try. I mean, these are just so random things, man. It makes absolutely no sense. Let's just do some random stuff. Yeah, let's do this, right? Let's comment this one out. So weird. Okay, it says login, right? Okay, cool. Yeah. So if we go back here, lazy load, import views. Yeah, so is there something wrong with our stuff that we generated in there? We have a fragment over here. Let's just return something else. Let's just return... Ah, we are already inside of a return. Okay, let's just do whatever, right? Is it still farting out? Okay, so now it works. So weird. Okay, so is it the fragment that it's having an issue with, and why is there a fragment there at the first place? All right, I don't know. Let's see now. Okay, still farting out. Class name, button, are we missing some imports? Is this a problem? Did we install these dependencies? We did. All right, okay. Do we have this stuff installed, or React icons at least? Yeah, we do. Okay, cool. So what could be the issue then? We have only one root, right? Yeah. React helmet. Oh. Yeah, I was actually adding some security stuff. Yeah, okay. Why is the helmet provider farting out? So we have the helmet, we have the SEO component, right? SEO title. Okay, let's try this. That's so weird, man. Okay, wow. That is weird, I can tell you that. Yeah, okay, sure. Let's just, whatever. Let's just smack it over. But actually, we don't need that like this. But yeah, let me just try. I don't remember. Oops. Let's do this. Let's wrap this inside of another wrapper. Come on, help me. Help me here. All right. And why is this? Wow, okay. Jesus. Give me 2 seconds. Do I have ESLint? Did I configure it for this? I did, but I don't think I need that, okay? Prettier. Yeah. Workspace, okay, cool. All right, so that kind of works, all right. Okay, let's go back here, and I guess we need to import this asshole here. Nah, it's still kind of farting out, is it? Okay. Still farting out. All right. Weird. Okay, let's see what's there's something in here that makes it fail. I don't actually know what it is, to be very frank with you. React will try. Okay, let's go into this error boundary, right? Let's this is the view, but that's a little bit useless, isn't it? Yeah, on error, log error, okay. So I have some error reporting stuff that I've created here. Oops, shit. Let's print this error like this. Error report area, here it is. Yeah, that's a little bit useless. Let's print the info as well. Let's actually do like something like this, right? We have an info and an error. I don't know what the info is. What info? I think the info is a call stack, most likely, is it? So error is here, error. The thing is, all of that is set up in my VS Code, but now I have switched to Cursor, right? Because my company is paying for it. So I think I didn't import most of these extensions. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Wow. Okay. Very weird. Super strange, man. Super strange. There's something in here, it seems, that just messing things up. Image src. Let me just remove a piece of it. Yeah, so now it's rendering. Wow, it's so freaking strange, man. Form a method post. Okay, we actually don't need this anyway. Let's clean it up. Text input, is that the issue? Which text? Okay, so I'm using that. Sure. Button. Let's open this composer, right? There is something wrong within this JSX that's preventing the HTML5 history route, whatever, that's preventing the router to render the view. What? Are you kidding me, man? Really? Is like passing a wrong prop to a button gonna just explode it all? Are you kidding me? No. No, this didn't do much. Carol, good day. It's going well. I haven't streamed in a long time, so it's kind of good to be back doing this a bit. What about yourself? And thank you very much for passing by and saying something. I appreciate that. So it seems it's something related to this shitty flow byte. It seems that is the problem. I would think so. Do I really need that? Let's just isolate. Let's just remove all the. Let's just remove some of the potential issues here. So let's remove that from the button. No, it's not the button. Let's take a look at the checkbox. Checkbox, let's do that. Let's take a look at the text input. Text input. Text input. What else do we have? We have this. Yeah. It's one of these icons. So weird, man. Like, that is so dumb. Wow. Okay. That is so strange, man. Is it these guys? Yeah, it's that crap. Wow. That is so weird, man. And what is happening with it? Give me 1 second. All right, screw it. This is not supposed to. MacBook Pro is the best laptop ever made. Yes, I'm using a MacBook for 15 years at work. Yeah. Unfortunately, even the latest M2 and 3 are all the equipment I have plugged in now would struggle to use for streaming. But yeah, when it comes to work, absolutely, there's no better laptop than a MacBook Pro. For sure, man. I'm not a fan of Apple by no means, but yeah, that's just how it is. Yeah. Yeah, a bunch of shit I'm missing here now. That's not installed. Okay. This again is just for my course content, just for the Udemy course. So we're not gonna go crazy with this. Then have the scope could go very, 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 very insane. We don't want that. So let's just be very careful here. It doesn't matter. I don't actually care. Absolutely irrelevant. Let's just stay as it is. And then, of course, we could flip it here just for a simple sign up. That's really, so let's add some state here and we're good. So let's say const, no. So let's just say, let's say something like this. We could also use a bunch of the libraries I wrote for Programmer Network. If I go to my npm, we could use some of the libraries I wrote for validation, but I don't know if I want to add that in a course. Like we could use our Yale library. We could use AJV form as well. So I could use some of that stuff I already put in the time in. This is an amazing validation library I wrote. Super, super nice. Especially works with Fastify really well. So I could use this or maybe just not use anything. So let's just be careful now. So we're going to have really these two input fields for both. So let's just say const, let's say auth type and set auth type. Yeah, exactly. So actually, yeah, this AI is reading my mind well. It's an enum here or a const. And actually, let's just tell it now. I mean, we can also do it manually. It doesn't really matter. But we can also tell it just, I don't want to spend time on this at all. Let's just say here, given the auth type, implement rest of the logic so it properly switches between login and sign up state. All right, let's see if it's going to do what I want. It should be, yeah, that's correct. Yeah, very good. Yeah, good. Yeah, that's correct. Cool. So now we should be able to fiddle between the two, right? That's the idea. Very good. Very good. Very good. Username. No, I don't think we have a, if we go back to our database here, I don't think that I've implemented the username. We have an email, which is the username. Cool. All right. So let's go back here, right? Where's the username? So username, we're gonna nuke that. And if we go back here, we have that, and we have that, right? Okay, cool. I don't care about the style now or anything like that. I'll have to think about what I want this course to contain eventually. All right, cool. That's literally what I want. Just very, very simple stuff. Okay, good. Awesome. How often do I stream? I used to stream a lot a year ago or so, you know. And now it's not a typical streamer. I do this when I find it fun. So I might stream 5 days in a row, then I might not stream in a month or two, right? But it really depends also on, now I'm going to focus a little bit more to my Udemy courses, my YouTube channel as well. I bought this teleprompter. So I'm reading your stuff now so I think I should be more around in the future than I was. I think last time when I streamed was like, give me 1 second. Before this, let's actually, programmer. I think there was this website where you can check, yeah, the Twitch tracker. X1, hey buddy, how you doing? So you can see here, last time I streamed was 31st of December, right? And now I'm streaming today. I'm here with you guys. So it depends, right? Depends what I'm focusing on, depends what I'm building. You know, I have a full-time job and kids and wife and a lot of stuff. So it varies, you know, also going to the gym and running and training. So it really depends on a lot of things, right? I mean, sure, let's do that. I mean, we can, nah, are we gonna use, yeah, sure. Do you also build video games? I tried, I tried, I think I built 1 or 2 games before using HTML5, what was it called? Actually, no. I mean, I built the first video game I was building was maybe 20 years ago in C++ using SDL and SFML. So using SDL and I believe it was SFML. I used to build. I also wrote C and C++ many years ago. C# as well. But the latest games I built, yeah, were HTML5 based. And it was in Phaser, yeah. And actually, I enjoyed it. I think building games is fun. So, like this stream is, I'm a, you know, I work as a tech lead at work, and I always stream. The perception that I want to have people of me is I like to attempt building things that actually sell or that are useful, whatever, right? So building games is fun if you want to have fun, but if you have any aspirations of building something that you're gonna give you a passive income, right, it's not gonna happen. But yeah, building games is fun. The hardest thing for me when I was building some of these games, especially when I was a lot younger, when I didn't have a wife and kids and all the obligations, is that majority of the stuff that you need is the assets. You need the models, you need the I don't know, if you're building a 2D game, you need tiles and all of the stuff, right? So building video games is not less generic than building a website, right? It's the same crap. You repeat the same patterns, you know, with physics and velocity and movement and stuff. So I don't think that there's much difference between building a video game and building a SaaS product, with the difference that you have some chance to make some money with a SaaS product, whereas building a video game and being successful is almost impossible, right? So that's why I say, I mean, depending what your motivation is, I would say probably you don't want to build a video game, because building video games takes a long time and you might fail fully. Do you do your own graphic design? I mean, I don't really have much graphics. I mean, you know, I like if I was building video game like with you guys on the stream, I would just pay a designer on Fiverr or something. You know, I make sufficient amount of money to not need to do these things, right? So again, like it's really let me just try to convey what I'm trying to say here. Maybe I'm not maybe I'm not really saying it properly. So this is really how it is. Like it's very simple, right? So you might be, I want to build X, right? And this X might be a video game, a social platform like I'm doing for programmers. It can be anything, right? And then this, it's a very simple thought process. It goes like this, you know, yeah, fuck it. Like building for fun, you know, if the answer is yes, then no one cares, do whatever you want, right? If the answer is no, you're building for profit, for example, then you need to do everything you can to do it fast and fail fast as well, right? So depending on your motivation and why you're doing certain things, right? These two paths are two. That's why I say when people come to my stream and they're talking about technology, scalability, whatever, and then I ask them, are you building a real product? Or no, I'm just having fun. Nobody cares. So this thing here really is irrelevant. Like if you're ever doing things for the sake of having fun or learning, this is not to say you shouldn't, you absolutely should, but the decisions you make when you go this way and decisions you make when you go this way are fundamentally very different, right? So when you go this way, you want to, so if you read any PM product management books, if you know anything about business, your goal really, your personal goal always is to figure out what are the things that you like and hate doing, right? Things that you hate doing, you should offset them. If you have money, pay other people to help you, and you should go 10x into the things you like doing, because that's where you're going to be effective. If you have to do both things you like and hate, that's usually very difficult when building products, right? So for example, if I was building programmer network platform for the sake of money, I would not do majority of these things that I've done. I am building it with the hope that one day it's going to have sufficient amount of users so it starts thriving, right? But if I was building it fully as a product that either fails or succeeds very fast, is like, anyway, this should be your guiding star always. Am I doing something for fun, or am I trying to build a passive income, a business, a company, a startup, right? If you're trying to build a startup, decisions you make are like, there's almost no overlap at all. So between these two boxes, there's no overlap between this and this at all, right? So these are two fundamentally different decisions you're making when doing this, right? What sucks is when you're not having fun in life doing this, like playing a game. If you think I'm gonna mash the button, literally. Yeah, I mean the thing is like, so the thing is there's also, of course, there's also right. There's also one very important question, right, before this one. So of course, when you look at this little very simple example, there's also a very, very important question, right? Is why, right? Why is most important question in life in general. Are you building this because you're socially pressured? Are you building this because you want to, or because you feel that you have to, right? Because the thing is, building products, companies, that's not for majority of people, right? And that's why majority of people never actually finish or release anything, right? You have a lot of these kids here on Twitch who are talking about Rust, C and a bunch of other languages, right? But people who build products, they don't give a shit about languages, right? They care about the outcome. So you have outcome is not measured by code. Like Bill Gates said 30 years ago, right? Measuring the outcome of a digital product by lines of code is like measuring the outcome of building by weight, right? So so the why, like you really building anything is very difficult, right? Building products is hard, and it's not hard. It's not hard from a technical standpoint. It's hard because you have a full-time job, wife, kid, partner, whatever, and then you have to get home and also enjoy in the evening. You know, you have to prioritize these types of things, and many people cannot do that, which is fine. And if you can't do that, you don't do it. It's better not to do it than keep deceiving yourself every day how you want to, but you kind of, I had this, oh, I had to go here, I had to do, no, because this type of behavior, you create, you self-impose, you create this self-imposed stress or anxiety for no reason, right? So if you want to build a product, build it. But it's even more important to know when you don't want to actually build it, but you're just bullshitting yourself, right? Because you will not accomplish anything that way, right? For sure, bots one. Yeah, it's the same for me, man. I have an amazing team at work. I run it, and I enjoy going to work. So it's very. Some people are fortunate, like us, to right. But yeah, regardless of what you do, make sure that you do it because you want it, not because you feel pressured doing it. It's very important to yeah, I would say fundamental, like super fundamental. Okay, it doesn't matter. Let's just do this very quickly. Let's do this very quickly here. So what do we have? I just want to finish that as part of the, yeah, so we're going to have this, sure. And so let's actually just do something such as, no, actually, it's fine. Let's just do it as it was. Let's do that, yes. Let's just test if that yields the results that we want. I'm not going to do any password comparisons or anything right now. It's fine. All right, cool. All right, that's great. So let's just create. Do I have in this repository? Did I create any services? Did I create any? We have a service here. We have the Open API generator, right? Which is a way to give it my spec and then generate the whole thing. Cursor really looks well. Cursor is VS Code. It's all of these editors are a fork of VS Code, right? So it is a VS Code just with some different features. Right now, Cursor is a little bit better than VS Code, but I'm sure that VS Code is going to catch up. And there's one thing that Cursor is better a little bit than VS Code, and that is context and multiple files or the whole project. You have this composer. So you have this composer in Cursor, which is very similar to Copilot edits in VS Code, right? So it's very similar, but fundamentally, Cursor is a little bit more effective when it comes to AI, but not. Yeah, I would say I'm sure that Microsoft is gonna get their stuff together. Give me just 1 second. Let me just see it. I forgot how to do this, like, because I wrote this couple of weeks ago. Yeah, okay, so I think I have to run this from here, potentially, from the root. Nah, crap. My pleasure, man, my pleasure. So we have the pvd current working directory API. Yeah, exactly. So I think I need to run this basically here from the root, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. And then if we do ls here, yeah, exactly. And then we should see that in a git history, right? Being changed, I guess. Or maybe that's what I already had. Okay, that's what we already had. Okay, cool. So now over here, I should be able to wait. Where am I using that? I think I was using that client-side stuff already somewhere. Let's take a look at that here. So if I go to the generator, so I have my services here. We have a user service and auth service. Yeah, exactly. That's beautiful. Okay. And I believe that my auth service is exporting static. No, it's fine. It's very good. It shouldn't actually be capitalized because this is an instance of that class, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's go here. We're gonna say auth service dot create user, right? We're gonna use async and await here, so we're gonna make this an async function. We're gonna say, yeah, exactly, whatever, and we're gonna do the same here. We're gonna say, I guess, yeah. I don't know what's up. I need to really, I don't know why is it generating these useless consoles, but whatever. And actually, let's wrap this in a try and catch just for fun. The thing is, the bots one, the thing is, I have access to all of the tools. My company is paying for everything. I have OpenAI key that I use. I'm using a bunch of these tools. To be very frank with you, I don't, as you can see here, I don't really use AI that much. Not to say that one shouldn't. Lil Saf on YouTube, hi there, man. It's just AI is a complementary to my work, but in many cases, still I do things faster out of my head as a general thing than using it to generate a lot of code. So, for example, I use it more to not memorize certain, like SDL in C++ whole templating library, right? But as I'm still not using it sufficiently enough that I need it to generate 6 files for me. It's mostly because it's not necessary yet. But all of the tools are solid. OpenAI, Sonnet, and all of these things, I think they work really well. So, yeah. I honestly, it's very little different for me. Let's see, are we actually going to do an HTTP call or not? Actually, okay, good. Well, we are doing it at least. Nice. Okay, good. Very good. So that is in fact great. And it's failing because of this. Exactly. I think, who knows? I've learned probably hard way in my life to never say never. So we'll see. I mean, as it progresses. Right now, for me, if I would generate a bunch of files with it, it would probably take a longer time to fix that than to write it myself for the most part, right? So that is unfortunate yet. But one day, I'm sure it's gonna get there. But again, AI is especially amazing. More expert you are in your field, better time you're gonna have, right? And that's why I say, to all people, especially junior fellas, keep learning keep learning your stuff, right? Keep learning the underlying details of a language, because more you know, more help you're gonna get from these amazing tools, right? Because in order to be able to be effective, You know what Einstein said? Einstein said if I had an hour to solve a problem, I would spend 55 minutes looking for the right questions to ask, right? So being able to ask the right questions is what makes one an expert. If you can't articulate yourself, then you know, then it's hard. All right, I actually was expecting that the cookie would be set, but it wasn't. Let's take a look at that again. So oh, we have a mock service. Fuck. I think we're getting intercepted by the mock service. That is most likely the problem, right? Yeah, this course is... I always use JVT, of course. I always use... I'm not a fan of stateful authentication session-based because it becomes very difficult to scale, and it's also... it's unnecessary, right? So every single product you see me build is always using some shape or form of JVT. Actually, here now I think we have a little problem because I'm using the mock service worker. Where did I set that up, and how can I disable it? Mock service worker. Fuck, I forgot. Where is it? It's here? Yeah, it's here. Okay. So process CNV development. Yeah. So let's disable it just for a second. Let's disable it just for a moment. Let's actually go to storage just to see if there's any service worker attached. There is a mock service worker here. Let's actually clear the site data and let's unregister the. Actually, it seems to be unregistered already, so that's fine. Let's just make sure that we are in fact hitting. The biggest problem with service workers and things like progressive web apps is that they're caching things very hardly. So if you, when you want to revalidate or invalidate it, it's very tough. Okay, so we have the cookie now. So I suppose it should be set in the browser, but it's not, and that's a little bit problematic here because I would expect it. I believe, where's our API? This is the front, this is the orchestrator. So if we go, so we are setting the cookie on the root path, secure cookie, same site, true, and then we're sending this, right? So we should in fact see the cookie here, and for some reason we actually don't. No, I mean, I don't think that coding is ever going to be obsolete. The thing is, no, don't think that. I mean, people are very prone to getting affected by all of these content creators and these influencers and stuff. Nobody is going to be obsolete, man. I've been hearing that for 20 years now, since Dreamweaver days, right? Nobody is going to be obsolete. This job is simply going to change, and it's inevitable that it was, I mean, clear to me for years that this is going to change, right? It's not, there's nothing, like if you take a look at the history of programming, right? It was always clear that we're moving away from a code being some sort of a code has always been liability. Like when you look at the 30, 40 years ago, right? We coded in assembly, right? And then we got these amazing abstractions like Pascal, COBOL, Delphi, and, C, etc., right? And then we moved away to higher abstractions, right? We had C++, C#, Visual Basic, etc., right? Then we moved away from a bunch of these things, right? We have we have JavaScript now, and Python and Ruby, and we have these graphical user interface generators, right? So this has nothing to do with the AI, right? Right? And what is, I mean, but it's always going to be like, this stack is always going to be there, right? So we're never going to move away from this, as in, right? Like, think about it this way: even with all of these LLMs that you have today, right? They have data that's either real data or this synthetic data, but they have to generate the content to people, so the people use that content with some of these languages, right? I mean, until this AI starts writing programming languages on its own, it's still the human language that you give it, and still the code that it outputs for you. You still have to use that code for some of these things. So I actually genuinely don't understand how stupid someone has to be to believe that developers are somehow going to be like obsolete. That makes absolutely no sense, right? Just because some asshole, some PM can go and generate a generic UI, that doesn't mean anything, right? We could do this for years, right? So I think, yeah, it's just ridiculous. These people who are saying these stupid things are just ridiculous, right? Because the only thing I can get out of this is that people who are saying this have never really worked in a cross-team environment in a company where products are built by hundreds of developers, multiple teams, multiple expertise. Because building software is not about writing code. Solving product, it's solving problems for people, right? And this sort of stuff happens when people sit in a meeting room or sit together and solve problems, right? Because if software engineering was about writing code, then all of you would be rich, right? I'm sure that many people here can write code. Why are you not rich already, right? So word engineer doesn't mean word engineer in any engineering industry doesn't mean your core skills, right? Einstein wasn't a genius because he just knew physics or math, right? It's because he was able to think about problems and solve them, right? And then use physics as a tool, right? It's going to be like very similar to today. That's my take, of course. Like everybody, of course, we're all guessing, right? One fundamental thing that we can all agree on, of course, is that everything we're saying is like farting in the wind, right? So we are all making some predictions. We're making some assumptions, right? So everything is an assumption. You just have to be careful. There's a bunch of CEOs today. There's a bunch of startups who fit from this narrative, right? So when you go to LinkedIn, when you read these pro AI things, there's just a lot of people talking about these things and pushing for these agendas because it benefits their startups, their investment rounds, their shares and stuff like that, right? Still to this day, you know, I've been building products for 2 decades almost professionally, and I'm still supporting many clients at work. I have calls with them, and billion-dollar companies that I sometimes support, they have websites that barely work, right? They have tracking scripts that barely work. Their forms barely work sometimes. And we're talking about super like successful companies. So if you think that hundreds of millions of websites are simply going to disappear in 5 years and some magical AI is going to fix it, right? It's like ridiculous, right? So you need to think a little bit wider than that, than the whole echo chamber, right? Exactly. Look at the government websites. I mean, we're talking about basic functionality is not working. Like you click on something and it explodes, right? So let's not primitivize the problem. Like the problem of software engineering isn't just the software. It's ownership. Is like access. Who can access this? Not every company out there can just give access to the AI tool, right? And say, write code for me. So there's so many other things than just writing code surrounding the AI. building some Tailwind login screen using AI, sure, man, you can do that. You can also do it without AI in 5 minutes, right? But when it comes to more complex systems, right, like aviation, for example, let me give you an example. I have a friend, Harris, who works for this aviation company. He writes software for airplanes. And they're still using C++ version 89, I believe, because when you're writing software for airplane industry, right, you can't just install some random package and say, fuck it, I hope it works. So there's many, many industries out there where you don't just generate a bunch of crap code and stuff like that. Have I used the Argo CD? Yes, I have. Yes, of course. So there's but yeah, programming, like every other industry, of course, man, it's changing and it's going to keep changing. And that is the beauty of it, right? Programming has been changing since I know about it. And it's not going to disappear. It's like people who will disappear, of course, are those people who don't evolve together with the time as the time goes by. And of course, the people who are focusing too much on code, right? Code is not something that companies want or value that much. It's your ability to oh, okay, the cookie is here now. That's so weird, man. What? Or at least it was. But yeah, I'm just talking too much. That's why I can't focus. Response cookies, yeah. IFS cookie, path, expiration, max age, session, HTTP only, secure same site, priority, medium, yeah. So why is no, man. I mean, that's why I'm streaming, man. It's nice to chat. I just like to offer a different perspective, right, than what you hear every day on these platforms on YouTube. Like, we are all gonna instinct and die overnight, and no developer is gonna have a job, right? These people who are saying these things, again, I oftentimes can only think that they've never genuinely built any product for real, because you cannot say such a stupid shit, right? Like, when you work in a let me give you, I can give you literally thousands of examples where it has nothing to do with the AI. Let me give you an example. At my work right now, we have a sources and destinations team. They're building microservices for connecting with other vendors like Facebook, Google ads, Facebook conversions, bunch of other vendors. Like, bunch of these public APIs have obsolete documentation, for example. So in order to even make some of these things work, you need to literally email their development team, you need to call them, you need to do a research. So there's so many things surrounding building a product that works, especially involving huge infrastructure, right? That it has nothing even to do with the code. It's like a human literally has to go there and interface often with another human to simply get an answer, right? So there's so many of these things that are not like, oh, look at this lovable product. It can generate a form and I can log in. Yeah. It's like, man, we've been logging into products for 50 years, so of course we can generalize that. Of course you can build a crappy AI system that generates a form and an endpoint that calls something that stores, a token in a database. But that is like a fraction of things, right? And people are using these types of examples to primitivize, to like say, oh, look at this, because I can generate a Tailwind component in the browser, software engineers are dead. It's like, shut the fuck up, man. Like, I mean, you get what I mean? It's just it's ridiculous. Like, and just saying these types of things, it's crazy, man. Because trust me, if this was the thing, companies would already be getting rid of us, all of us, right? But that's just how it is, man. That's just when a humankind can't understand something, we usually are prone to dramatizing the situation, right? So that is just how we always were, right? We just, when we don't understand something, we tend to just become doomsayers. Yeah, absolutely, Mr. Buttons. I agree. And it doesn't. The thing is, like, again, I mean, let's even assume, right? Let's even assume that. Let's give it a benefit of the doubt and let's assume the worst, right? Let's just assume AI is taking over. It's over, right? I mean, 100 years ago, or a little bit more, only 2% of people didn't work on the farms. So 98% of people worked on the farms. Today, less than 2% of people work on the farms, right? So it's like, I hate to dramatize things. Let's even say it's the worst case for us developers. It is true, you know, some computer is gonna build products magically. We're gonna adapt to things, and we're gonna find a way, right? So it's there's no need to fear, man. Just like as always, put in the work. Don't be like some previous generations criticizing progress. You know, our job is to learn as we go, to become better at what we do. And I mean, you know, if you can't control the outcome of something, then you have to do what you can, right? It's pointless to like even have this dramatizing negative thing. Oh, it's over. It's like, no, man. Just you know. Exactly, absolutely, Mr. Buttons. Also, my point. Somebody will have to build something. So we might move, you know, from one end to another, more or less. But somebody will have to build computers, right? Somebody will have to make these systems, and they will not make themselves, you know. So I'm definitely with you. Just scaring people for no reason. No point in doing that, to be very frank with you. Yeah, I mean, if you read LinkedIn and stuff, right? I think people are genuinely like worried, right? Should I even study computer science? It's over. Oh, I mean, imagine what's going to happen to other industries, right? If we are at you know, threatened, then other industries are not going to exist at all, right? So just ridiculous type of predictions, right? Exactly, man. I mean, literally, that's how I live. Like, you can be proactive or you can be reactive, right? So there's like, when you read any Stoic philosophy, which is, in my opinion, a philosophy that should be guiding humankind, when you read some Stoic philosophy, you realize that you can really only, you have two types of people. You have people who just bitch about things, point out things that are bad, and then you have people who are proactive and who don't bitch about things, and they actually try their best to affect things as much as they can. And this is also employees. Whenever you're hiring someone for your team, one main thing, make sure that they are proactive, because, you know, everybody can say things, very few people can do it. And then everything about Stoic mindset is that, really, like, can I affect that outcome? No, I'm not gonna spend my energy there, right? Can I affect it? Yes. Then I'm gonna try to make it better. And once you kind of genuinely embrace this type of thinking in life, everything becomes simpler. You stop following people who dramatize things, who shit on things, who point out things that are bad, and then you start taking some action and you actually proactively make things better. And this is how I like to build my team at work. This is type of people I personally like to hire. Is just when you see that somebody is just, you know, just normal and doesn't just, and puts money where their mouth is, right, as we say. Oh crap, I think I know. Fuck. I think this is because we're using the alias, right? Most likely. Because we're using the give me 1 second. Shit. That's why most likely the cookie doesn't work, right? This is the front end. Give me a second. The thing is, so yeah, exactly. So the thing is, right, because I'm using the Etsy hosts, right? So if I go, I actually, they're not here. Yeah, it's not these because these are in my Linux machine. But if I open VS Code, give me 1 second, right? And if we go to like Etsy hosts, yeah, here in the C Windows System 32, you can see that I have a bunch of aliases to my 127.0.0.1. I have traffic and a bunch of these things that I'm building for this course, right? So it could be the same site exactly, right? What happens if I do this? Yeah, it's because I have a reverse proxy, right? So it could be also my reverse proxy. Now, I mean, this is not gonna happen typically to a person who's gonna be doing this on their computer, but actually, let's try to figure it out. So it could be my traffic reverse proxy. Maybe something that I have to do in traffic. I don't actually think so, because it is really proxying stuff. Yeah, that's all fine. Yeah, if you go to override here, and it should be somewhere over here. Yeah. That is all good. Yeah. Yeah. So that's fine, but let's try that, as you said, right? So let's go back here. Let's go to cookies. Signed false. And let's just give it a shot. I actually don't know, to be very frank with you. Never let the future disturb you. You will meet if you have to with the same weapons of reason, which today are army against it. Yeah, man, exactly. I mean, that's actually, I got a chill. That's an amazing one. But that's exactly my point. It's just. Yeah, I don't know. I've learned throughout my career that a lot of people are just talking, right? Just pointing out things. This can be better. This can be like this. This can be like that. This should be like this. And then you have people who just like ignore all of that, and they realize it's like, yeah, I mean, I can really only do what I can, and I'm gonna focus only on the things I can in fact do, right? And that's really. Oh, okay, so it's about the domain. Yeah, I see what's happening. Yeah, it is the same site. That is the problem, because the domain is API localhost, right? So that is the problem. Shit. Yeah, because of course this is like what I'm building here is not a monolith, right? It's this is decoupled system, right? UI runs separately from it's not a server-side rendered stuff, right? So the problem right now, yeah, is indeed that we are running this. One is running on the API localhost. Another one is, can I in fact do the main and then just say localhost here, right? Yeah, let's try that. ab.com. No, that is, I mean, that is what the course is about, really. So, shit. Then I would have expected the cookies to be set. So, wait, shit. Give me 1 second. If I go to my other, well, I mean, this is technically a microservice architecture that we have here, right? I mean, we have actually, I don't know if I have a diagram now that I show you, but the course is called Infrastructure for Startups. And if I actually, if I go here, so if one graphic is to show you what this course is about, is teaching everything from planning, coding, building, testing, releasing, deploying, operating, and monitoring, right? Mr. Buttons, thank you very much, man, for coming. I hope to whenever I'm here again and you're around, please just come and say hi. I appreciate that a lot. How much the course is gonna cost, I don't know. I'm gonna give it, of course, for free to all of my Discord and Twitch viewers, but I don't know how much it's gonna cost. I have no idea. Again, I don't look that much ahead. You know, let's first finish it and then think about these things. It's gonna be very easy to think about the price when it's actually done. Before it's done, it's meaningless to think about the price, right? I have a question. Absolutely, please. Okay. Yeah, what did I want to see? Yeah, shit, I lost the thought. Where is my program network front end? Yes, so if we go here, 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 crap, I don't remember. I live in Copenhagen, yes. I'm not a native Dane, but I've been here for almost a decade with my wife and kids, yeah. What did I want to say? Shit, cookie, yeah. Yeah, because there shouldn't really be anything in this front end, right? I'm sorry, I'm just exploring something for a moment here. No, that should be fine, right? Okay, just give me a second, guys. Just give me a moment here. I just need to, so same site. I mean, we could set this because the domain is localhost, so it should actually be able to. And then if we don't manage, we'll just ask the AI. Domain expires, size, HTTP only secure, same site strict. Shoots them. Hey, buddy. Good to see you, man. Thank you for coming. Crap, man. What's happening? Wait, let's actually ask the composer. Let's ask the AI. Because it's really weird. The domain is the same, so this should, in theory, work. The cookie should be set. Okay, that's really weird. My API is running on api.localhost and UI on UI.localhost. When I set the cookie from my Fastify response, I would expect it to properly be set in the browser for UI localhost. Let's actually see. I see. That's what I should have predicted. I think it's coarse, right? Isn't it? Yep. But that's the irony, right? I am, in fact, but the thing is, I am already kind of solving that, right? Yeah, but no, I don't need this. No, wait, nah, that's not true. So let's go to plugins. Let's search for course. So here we have the course configuration, right? And as you can see, we're allowing all origins, right? We're also setting credentials to true, which is also correct, right? I mean, we can be explicit here if we want to, right? So I can, because right now, for the sake of this course, like I could set the origin to just this thing, because that's the only thing that's calling it right now, this API, right? So this is kind of correct, right? So we're also doing this. And maybe, yeah, but I don't think this is a valid config. Wait, give me a second. So if we go here, and if we take a look at the plugin and the options, We have the hook, origin, methods, max age, strict. Yeah, so there's really no allow headers, origin, credentials, hook. Yeah, so there's really no domain here. So also you can see maybe parse options, but can we actually say here, wait, what was it? Let's actually enhance this type. So this was Fastify course plugin, Fastify course options. Can we do that? Let's go here and let's say Fastify course options, right? Yeah, and yeah, actually it's not complaining right now. Okay, so we have the origin, credentials, and then what else? Parse. Yeah, I mean, this is just, I'm setting the boilerplate for this course, right? So this is typically you set it once and you don't touch it anymore. But yeah, I also have a reverse proxy. I have traffic running this, right? But we'll figure it out in a moment, I'm sure. So we have a hook. And why do we need a hook? We have a on request. Okay. So yeah, this guy is hallucinating a little bit. This is not true. You can see that it's suggesting things which are simply not true, right? Because there is no parse options type at all. Okay, let's try with this thing first, right? So let's do this again, and let's actually run it again. Smack it in, response, payload, response, whatever. Yeah, so we can actually see now that something has changed. UI localhost credentials. If we go back here, domain, I think we're missing a dot here. That parse option seems to be for the cookie. Actually, yeah, maybe. I think you're right. Yeah, but you can see here that it's setting it for the cookie, right? And that is the problem. That is the problem, right? But we can take also a look at the cookie, but I don't think so, right? So if you take a look at this, so we have the metrics, JSON Web Token. We have the cookie here, right? Yeah, so I don't really think so. But maybe here, yeah. Maybe we can set a domain to localhost, right? Maybe. I don't actually remember. I mean, I've set this up several times before in my other projects, but I just don't remember anymore. Because a lot of these libraries are wrappers around other libraries, right? So let's actually go to Fastify cookie or Fastify JVT, but we shouldn't really need to do that. So we have the local host here. So this is for our JSON Web Tokens. We have the course, and where's my yeah, here's the cookie, right? Yeah. So let's is there a domain here? Domain, yeah. And this is kind of what we're doing, right? The main path cookie. Okay, let's get rid of that. They are running both, of course. Yeah, they're both running on localhost. Yeah, it's just a different subdomain, right? So it's a different subdomain, but it's the same root domain, right? Actually, I have this constant. Yeah, that's good. Ah, shit, did we close that? Yeah. Okay, so secure is if it's production, HTTP only. This is correct. This is correct. That's correct. Let's take a look at this again. Ironically, I should basically see the... wait a minute. What's happening? Refuse to set unsafe header user agent. What? Wow, that's weird. Same site, true. And I believe... Yeah, lacks non-strict. I don't think that's an issue, honestly. But let's try lacks. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I don't think this error has anything to do with that. At least I think so. I think it's something else, right? This is related to... I don't know who is actually setting a user agent and where, but it's my yeah. I don't. The only thing. Okay, let me try just one thing though. Give me a second. So if I take a look at my if we take a look at here at the at my Swagger, right? All right, I'll just try one thing, just a different thing for a second, because I don't think that's an issue. So if we go to this view in the UI, right? I'm using this service now, generated from my Swagger spec. So what I'm actually going to do here, instead of using this, let's just... And we can actually remove Axios later. But what I'm actually going to do, just to because I think that's what we might be missing here. Give me a second. I'm just gonna take a look at something that I have elsewhere. Give me a moment. What if you remove same set? We can try, but I don't think that's the problem. But I will try, for sure. For sure. That's good. That's also good. Yeah, nothing wrong there. All right, let's close that. Let's go here. Nope. Nope. So weird, man. So strange. Also, I don't actually know where this is coming from, but we'll see in a second. And you can see the set cookie is called, right? The main local host, right? So I don't know, is this a browser? Is my browser, is this Chrome? Let's try Firefox. Maybe this is actually working the whole time. Maybe it's just developer tools lagging or something. Let's take a look at this. Who the hell knows, right? Let's try here. So here's the set cookie, right? Yeah, I do receive it everywhere. Does the access control allow origin? Yeah, UI, that's all great. So that's correct, right? And you can see here, cookies, domain, localhost, HTTP only, path, blah, 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 right? So why, like... Where is it? What was it? Where was it? Was it... shit. It wasn't... I think it was storage, right? If I recall. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you're absolutely right that we could update the... I think I might even... It's just because I'm building this for the course, right? I want to make sure that it's as primitive as it possibly can be. Because you're right, we could go to vita config, right? And smack in a proxy in here. Actually, if we go to this very project, our front end in Programmer Network, right? And if we search for proxy, we'll find it here, right? It's just, yeah, I want to try to decrease the friction between development and production environments as much as possible. So, because we could do something like this, right? Yeah, it's just, I don't actually know. Actually, it's here. It's this one. It's not the preview. It's the server, right? But I don't know if I want to do that. That's the problem. And in fact, right, we're not actually getting an error. Like this successfully does run, and it does set, I mean, it does carry here the response headers, right? And here the set cookie is in fact here. So the question is then why, if I go to, give me a second, let's do one thing. Let's actually go here. So if I go to, yeah, but we're not running them on different ports, right? That's the thing. I mean, at least the port is not exposed in the browser. They're both running on the same 8080 port in the browser, right? I mean, it's UI localhost, right? And it's API localhost, right? So you can, they are technically running on the same port, but a different domain, right? You can see this is API localhost, and then there's a UI localhost, right? So they are indeed running, when it comes to reverse proxy, when it comes to traffic, they're running on different ports. But in the browser, they're both served on the same port, just different subdomain, right? And the same root domain. So that's why I'm refusing to do this, what basically React is suggesting, is that they are indeed both running. No, this is not part of this project. This is a different project we're looking at, right? So this is programming. This is just a boilerplate I'm creating, and I'm attempting to create it in a way where I don't need to do any less of the configuration. I need to do less of the stuff I have to explain, and it's better, right? So let's just fail with it a little bit more. It's okay. I'm fine with that. So when the request happens, attach the cookie, right? That's what we're basically saying here. All right, let's just try to eliminate this for a second. And let's go here. And let's do that again. And we should potentially just hard code this there. All right. So strange, man. All right, let's try that. Okay, I actually, to be honest, I'm a little bit out of ideas because the setup is a bit. So let's try this. Don't think this is gonna work, but let's try it. Let's give it a shot. So we're gonna do that, right? And we're gonna go to our own config for this project. So we're gonna go to Vite, and we're gonna smack this in. And this is going to be essentially API outplayed. Hey, buddy, I'm essentially trying to finalize some boilerplate code here for front end and API for the course that I'm recording for Udemy. And then I wanted to, I didn't honestly, I didn't plan it too much, to be very frank with you, because yeah, I mean, I didn't know what's going to happen, as I don't know right now, to be very frank with you. But yeah, just trying to, yeah. Oh, okay, bad gateway, I see. Okay, let's fix this. So auth API localhost bad gateway. So it's my port. Let's take a look at our the traffic here. Services, UI. Okay. Server port 8080, I suppose. Give me a second. Where's my where the logs? Wasn't I generating the logs inside of the? Okay, never mind. So why are we getting bad gateway? Why is our let's go to the orchestrator. Let's just let me just restart some of these services. Why am I getting bad gateway? Like, this has nothing to do with the front end. We shouldn't really be getting this. So did I change something? That's correct. That's correct. Migrations. Yeah, that's correct. Sure. I mean, you could say that's also correct, right? Yeah, maybe this is arguably something we shouldn't have changed, but so let's just update that path. The main is localhost Lex. Sure. Let's actually set this to true, but I don't think it has anything to do with this. That's the thing. Bad gateway. Yeah. Access to storage is not allowed from this context. Well, I mean, it's so weird, man. What the hell is happening? And also, let's actually go ahead here. Yeah, I mean, it really could be anything. It's a little bit random because just in the way that we're running it. Let me just try to restart this container. The UI I mean, I don't actually have to do it this way. I can do it a way easier way, but for the sake of the course, it has to be done like this. That's the problem. Because, of course, I could run this on my local machine here, but it has to work like this. Let me restart it again. Orchestrator, restart. Oh, that's the CADvisor. Shit, it's a wrong port, right? Yeah, that's where my CADvisor runs. Crap, that's why. Okay, wait. Yeah, so it's basically just 80, right? Let's no, I mean, to be honest, it's fine. I mean, also kind of preparing some of this content for a course like this, it's also good because it's good that some of these things fail, so I can actually include them, right? Change origin. Yeah, I actually don't know, right? I don't remember. We need to read the docs of Vite, what this actually is. Secure false. Access to storage is not allowed from this context. Web client context. Yeah, I don't know what is last. Yeah, this is actually some extension, so it's fine. UI localhost file to bad gateway. So yeah, for some reason our traffic is farting out. So maybe there's something in the reverse proxy that we have to change. I don't know, to be very frank with you. Let me just restart this thing again. Restart. Page, yeah, still bad gateway. So it doesn't really like this /API. And is API localhost. Yeah. We need, I mean, honestly, I can't do anything else until this works. This is super fundamental. So yeah, it doesn't like the server config for whatever reason. Okay, let's maybe, just as a last resort, right? Let's give it, yeah, let's open the composer here, and maybe the AI has some more context of this, right? So my API is running under the alias of API.localhost, and my UI is running on UI.localhost. I need to ensure that my cookies work properly that are set by my API. Can you please also review my server configuration inside Vite config? It is API localhost. Yeah, it is, as you can see. So it's super weird. Let's see headers. Huh. Wow. Okay. Really? I honestly don't trust this at all, but let's give it a shot. I don't trust this. I think AI is hallucinating a lot. So let's give it a shot. I don't think this is gonna work. Nah. Cookie domain rewrite. Okay, so that is in fact a correct thing. I think as long as we add the proxy, it starts failing, no matter what, right? So that is a little bit weird. No matter what happens here, as long as we add this server directive here, configuration, it just starts just failing. So that doesn't like it. I'm getting a bad gateway error from my traffic soon as I enable this server block. Since you're using traffic, you probably don't need Vita's proxy configuration. All traffic should be handled in the routing between your services. In fact, having both traffic and Vita trying to proxy request, keep the server block commented out as you now in your Vita code. Just specify the port for your UI. Yeah, let's give that a shot. Bad gateway instantly. Yeah, so it doesn't like this server. So basically my traffic configuration fails, right? But you know what's the strange thing, which is why this is hard to fix, is that we're actually not getting an error. So the cookie seems to be set, but it doesn't get saved in the browser storage, in the cookie storage, right? So that is the problem. Because I would expect, you can see this successfully actually runs, and you can see response cookies, it's here, but it simply doesn't get set. I don't actually understand why. HTTP only, size, expires, session, localhost, domain is localhost. I mean, we could try setting the domain to UI, whatever. So like, I don't think that's actually gonna change anything, but let's give it a shot. Yeah, so why the hell is it not set, man? Makes no sense. Why? Okay, I'll try one more thing. I'm just suspecting that this also could be problematic. Let me see. Auth view. So what I'm gonna do actually here, I'll just say axios.post. Yeah, let me try something like this. This has to be a localhost issue. I see, honestly. I don't see what else. I don't honestly see what else can it be. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. Yeah, I don't honestly think there's anything that we have that is wrong. Okay. What happened here? Oh. This helped me before. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I think actually if we take a look at that, give me 1 second. So if we go here, if we search for credentials, right, over here, you can see here we have with credentials, right? So it could be just as well that, right? So if we actually, but this is only really needed in if the same set attribute is lax or strict, or if the secure flag set. I see. I mean, we can attempt. Yeah, we can attempt that. Same site false, right? And I don't think that. So we can try this, right? It's just I would expect the browser to actually, you know, typically you would get an error, right? Some sort of an error from your HTTP client, right? Nah, still not setting it. That's the problem. Still not setting it. If I actually go to the front end, right? And we actually go here. I think the third argument here we can pass are the options with credentials true. This is supposed to yeah, so I have absolutely no idea why is it not setting it still. Everything seems fine. Payload response, cookies, here's the cookie. What is the info? The attempt to set cookie via set cookie header was blocked because the domain attribute was invalid with regards to current host URL. So at least we're getting that, right? So let's go back here. And let's just say .localhost. So it doesn't like this, right? With regards to the current host URL. Yeah, right. So this also doesn't like this. So you can see we can see that the AI is also let's press localhost. Also doesn't like it. Ah, here it is. Okay, so now we have it. Yeah, I mean, you typically need a proxy of, so shoots them. You're absolutely right. Look, let's just draw that, right? So in a typical case, right? In a typical case, you have your client, and if you have your API or APIs decoupled, right? And they're running on different hosts. So this is on host X and this is on host Y, or not necessarily host, just, yeah. Then here you React has probably spawns some sort of HTTP server, some proxy that makes this look almost like it's running on the same server, right? In our case whatsoever, this is in fact already running on the same server. In our case, right, we have a Docker Compose. So this is our Docker Compose. And we're running in the same network, right? And we have a reverse proxy ourselves, so that's why we don't need a proxy. So we already have our traffic reverse proxy. So this guy is doing it, right? So this is our reverse proxy, right? So anyway, it seems to be working now. So we're gonna check it. It seems to be fine. Let me know if it's lagging or not. Or let me know if it stops. It could be Twitch, could be me as well. I have no idea. I am running it separately. I mean, how would I describe it? It's not a monolith, right? It's not like I'm not using like Next.js, right? So it is two services under the same reverse proxy, right? But it's running on the same host. But anyway, it seems that it's working now, or it was working at least. Exactly. What the hell happened? Yeah, here is the cookie now, right? IFS cookie. As soon as we refresh, of course, it's gonna be gone. And because it's per session, right? So password 123 expires, right? So we need to set still lagging. All right, let's I'm gonna wait a bit. This has to be Twitch. It must be Twitch. I'm just gonna wait a little bit. Very lagging, okay? Let's wait a little bit. Let me know if it gets better. Other streamers are working, okay? I mean, I've never had this before. Super weird. Let me know. Let's just wait a little bit. You have another channel open, it's fine. Okay. Give me a second. It's better now. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. It's so weird. I never had this before. So let me know if it gets bugged again, because I can see in my OBS it says encoding overloaded. Consider turning down. It's because I'm streaming to both YouTube and Twitch right now, but that doesn't matter. I do that all the time. Give me 1 second. I hate that you guys have experienced that. Give me 1 second. Give me just 2 seconds. All right, well, I suppose it's okay now. Nobody's complaining. Let me know if it gets shitty again. Then we'll need to do something, okay? How did I fix it, you're asking? Well, first of all, let's take a look at what we have now. So I don't have the domain set anymore, and same site is set to false. So I'll do this. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there were like 3 or 4 people on Twitch, so I don't honestly know. Login, okay. No, I mean, this is for development, of course. I mean, we're going to configure all of this. We're configuring it to work locally, right? So the premise of this entire course, right, is that your development and production environments are nearly identical. That is the most beautiful thing you can land when building full end-to-end startup experience, is that you try to minimize the friction between 2 environments, right? So for sure, I mean, these things will be set as they will for local development, right, only. What was it? Same site strict? No. So we're gonna say if is production. Let's try actually strict and none. Let's see actually what happens. Yeah, but that's not gonna work. That's the problem. So give me a second. Because I believe, give me a moment. I remember now how library works, or I'm at least starting to remember. Yeah, exactly, right, here it is. Yeah, so actually we can, because this cookie library that we're using, in fact, actually understands, no, that's fine, it's production env, strict, blah, blah, same site if it's, I guess, production env. I am using JSON Web Tokens, yes, that's correct, yeah. No, it's fine. No, we will not struggle. I think we're there. I just want to make sure now we're is production env same site. But why? Where is now coming from? Give me a second. I just need to give me a moment. So let's go to storage. Let's clear the shit. Let's go to cookies again. Let's refresh. Login. The cookie header didn't specify same set attribute and was defaulted to same, and it was blocked because it came from a cross-site response, which was not a response to tab load. The set cookie had to be set with same set none. Yeah. All right, so that's kind of almost ideal state to be in. Now, of course, so that is almost correct, you could say, right? So yeah, so the problem right now, yeah, I mean, so we need a better way, right? Because this is now literally a third-party cookie, right? So we can't have this. So this has to be same site strict or whatever, right? No matter the environment, pretty much. So this has to be, you know, strict. But that's not going to work locally. That's the problem in the current setup. That is the issue, right? So if we actually go to cookies, refresh it, login, and refresh it here, we'll see the strict won't work. The attempt to set cookie via set cookie header was blocked because same set strict attribute, but came from a cross-site response, which was not the response to a top-level navigation. That's because, right, we have domain API localhost, and here we have UI localhost. So these are two different domains, right? And that is problematic. So we would need, fuck. Yeah, give me a second. Let's AI this a little bit, because this is a little bit untypical thing, right? So let's talk to AI for the first time now. So I have my Docker Compose running with traffic as a reverse proxy. My React Vita TypeScript app runs under UI.localhost alias, and my API runs under API.localhost. I need my API to set a cookie in the UI so it behaves like it's coming from the same domain. Yeah, we're doing really all of that already, right? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not sure this is gonna work. That's what we've done already, right? Have the path, same site lacks, yeah, sure. We can try that. HTTP only, true, secure, false. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. We can set that to false now for just for a second. Yeah, so, yeah. The stream is unwatchable, fuck. All right, let me do one thing. I'm gonna stop streaming on YouTube, and then I'm gonna continue streaming on Twitch.